G'day guys, Skits here and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about some Black Ops 2 gameplay sort of information that I found on this Australian website called ozgamers.com. If you want to check out the interview, the link is in the description. But yeah, basically it's just like a little interview with one of the I think he's a director of communications over at Treyarch, and the sort of interview discusses sort of zombies features and a few small multiplayer features. Probably won't get into them in this gameplay, but a lot of single player information that I want to talk about. But yeah, I didn't want to bombard you guys with more information that you already knew, so hopefully most of this stuff you haven't heard of before. This was only released about a few hours ago, so hopefully a lot of this stuff is new to you guys. So yeah, the first thing that was talked about a lot, and this was the sort of new single player features. So yeah, John Rafax, sorry if I butchered his name there, but he's the director of communications. Basically what he's talked about for single player is the new sort of systems they've added. So obviously we all know about Strike Force. If you don't, basically, I'm not actually entirely sure what it is, to be honest, but it sort of puts you in a different perspective into missions, and it's sort of a better way of telling the plot of Black Ops 2. Obviously Black Ops 2 is right after Black Ops, well, it sort of carries on, I believe. Not right after, obviously it's like a few years after. But yeah, so the main thing that I want to talk about for single player was the new created class system. So something that I feel like single players need for a while now, actually. So single player can often be a little bit sort of tedious because you find yourself just using the same gun for a whole mission, and sometimes the missions can get a little bit boring and you can't really spice them up. But now you can actually, change your class, so you can create a proper class. So that means you can, choose your own perks, your own guns, your own camos, your own whatever. And that's really awesome. That's something that this game's needed for a while now. So now we can play through the missions with different sort of weapons, different classes, different setups. How much better is that going to make it? For me, that's going to be really awesome for that to be in the game. And obviously with the addition of Strike Force, I feel as if the campaign in Black Ops 2 is going to be a lot of fun. And I'm personally really excited for it. So yeah, the next thing that has been talked about a lot in this interview was obviously zombies. First thing that they did mention was esports, which I believe is only Australian, but I could be wrong there. They did say that they've taken a lot of sort of advice and a lot of an influence on what people want from competitive side. So they've made Black Ops 2 a lot more competitive than any other Call of Duty game. Don't worry if you're like really bad at the game, because they did say that it will sort of scale with how good you are. So for example, multiplayer, apparently now you sort of scale with people around your sort of level and around your kill to death ratio. So that's really good for players that aren't too good at the game. And obviously now you can actually level up with combat training, I think for the first 10 levels, so hopefully that'll help out new players as well. But yeah, the main thing that I want to talk about was the zombies, and they talked about this quite a lot. So they did take a lot from esports, which is, or I should just say the competitive side in general, not just esports. So now they've added a lot more sort of competitive gameplay aspects into zombies, which for me is really exciting because it makes zombies a lot more it adds a whole new sort of replay value to it. So that's really awesome. But the main thing is there was 3 new modes that were talked about. Now, a lot of you may have already heard about these game modes, but the 3 were obviously classic survival, which is basically normal zombies as it is right now, where you basically survive hordes of zombies each round and whatnot. That's always good fun, and that really never gets boring, in my opinion. I love doing that personally. The next thing is called story mode, and I believe it's called transit. So there hasn't been much info, and I doubt they'll release anything until the actual release date on this, but I suppose it's going to be like a little campaign within zombies or something along those sort of lines. And of course there was a lot of speculation surrounding sort of zombies campaign, so it looks like there will be a zombies campaign, and it's going to be called Transit, so that might be cool. My one little worry is that this will sort of end the whole mysterious zombies side of things. I did love the way zombies had that really mysterious thing where you didn't really know a whole lot about, the backstory behind it, and it was really mysterious. But I mean, I'm sure Treyarch know what they're doing, and I'm sure this is going to work out really well. And the last thing, which is a completely new and never heard of thing, at least for me, hopefully you guys haven't heard of this, is grief mode. So this is sort of I suppose a lot of people have described as zombies versus players versus zombies versus players, and I know that sounds really confusing when I say it like that, but it's basically two teams against zombies, two teams that can't attack each other at all, but they're two human teams, two obviously teams of players, probably teams of about 5 or so, not exactly sure, so two teams of 5 each. And sort of it's the last person standing wins it for their team. And basically you can attract zombies onto the other team. So it's sort of, you're playing against other players, but you can't kill other players, if you know what I mean. Now, it may sound like I'm just trying to completely screw around with your mind, but yeah, so basically, you have to kill zombies. Basically, it's like classic zombies, except there's two teams, and I suppose it's sort of, you're sort of playing against the other team. Now, I may have phrased this horribly and made it really confusing for you guys, but go ahead and look at the interview. It's really interesting, a lot of interesting stuff. They did speak that there will be leaderboards in zombies, which is awesome. Also, a lot of stat tracking, matchmaking. So, you know, if you're really good at zombies, you'll play with other people that are really good at zombies. So that's really good for people like, you know, Syndicate, who wants to play with awesome other people online. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. Be sure to check out the interview, which will be in a link below. A huge thanks to these guys for actually putting this interview live, and a thanks to John Rafax. Oh God, I feel like I'm butchering his name every time I say it, for coming to Australia to talk about that. And yeah, hopefully I'm really excited for Black Ops 2. Hopefully you guys are too. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this where I'm just talking about Black Ops 2. And that's basically it, guys. Thanks for watching, and if you leave a like, I'd appreciate it, and I'll see you later.